Well, first I want to say good luck to our softball team. Coach Anderson and her girls ranked obviously number 15 in the country. Um, you know, they have a game against Marshall and Northwestern, and then obviously this upcoming game for us is a Rally for Ryan game, and it's a partnership with our Pediatric Cancer Center of our campus health department, MU Health. So we always want to rally behind such a horrific disease that has impacted several people, family, friends, loved ones, and obviously for this cause, it's been great for our community to rally behind Ryan. Coach Hamilton has been a tremendous support system for me in my life. He'll continue to do so. I talked to him, you know, before his announcement, after his announcement, and we'll continue to do it. You guys have heard me speak about my mentors. Coach Hamilton is one of them, and what he's done for the game of basketball is definitely something that's unmatched in my eyes. He's a Hall of Fame coach who's not even focused, and he said it in his press conference, he's not focused on getting to the Hall of Fame, he's focused on getting to heaven. And he's touched so many people, and he's used this platform as a ministry for himself to impact and change lives. And for him, he'll be missed in our game. He'll be missed throughout the country. He'll be missed as it relates to mentorship as young college coaches try and strive to become head coaches. He's made himself available. So my hat's off to Coach Ham, his wife Claudette, and his entire family, and what they've been able to do for the game of basketball. And obviously I want to thank his family for sharing him with so many people and sharing him with me because of the impact he had on my life as a supporter, mentor, but also someone that I can lean on consistently. With that being said, this upcoming game is an important game for us. I think when you look at the SEC conference, it's a tough conference. I've said it, you guys see it, and this is another opportunity for us to go out and play good basketball, and that's our mission. Texas A&M, coached by Buzz Williams. You know, Buzz is a great coach, and what I do respect about his programs is the consistency that they show. They're the #1 rebounding team in the country, and it's a part of who they are. It's their identity. But they do so many other great things when it comes down to a game plan, and it can stabilize your offense if you allow it to. So we want to play our brand of basketball. We want to be able to also have our identity on the game. And the other thing that I look at is we also have done a great job rebounding the basketball. So it's going to be a game where both teams are going to give their very best. Both teams are going to give their very best in an area that will be probably a deciding factor in the game. And leave no doubt about it, they're not going to back up. Leave no doubt about it, our guys will be prepared, and we're not going to back up. The other thing is, what I'm happy about is the level of play that Tamar Bates have been playing with. I think he does a good job leading us in different ways, more ways than one, and what he brings to the game is beyond the stat sheet. Our depth is something that we have to continue to improve on. Guys got to be prepared offensively and defensively to impact the game a certain way. And ultimately, you know, when you look at our system, we have to be able to continue to play our system. Our system does involve our crowd too. And our fans have been tremendous. I want to continue to encourage them to come out and support. And I am excited to be able to be the Witten family head men's basketball coach here in Missouri.
Questions?
Coach, you talk about Coach Hamilton's impact on the game of basketball. Can you just expand on that? And then do you have a favorite memory with him that you'd like to share?
Well, the impact goes beyond just wins and losses. Coaches get measured on wins and losses, but a coach gets measured on the lives and measures themselves on the lives that they're able to impact, the sort of distance that they get a young man and also develop that young person. And we use the tool of basketball to do it. And there's been a lot of lives that Coach Ham has helped. He's saved lives. He's done so much just with the game of basketball. He's been on the sidelines for 50 years. And when you have that, he'll never get the credit he deserves. You know, he's been a chief architect in building programs. He's given me my confidence and allowed me to get better on his watch. He's allowed me to sit in his offices and mirror him almost like a shadow. And that's how I saw myself getting better. But also when it was time to get out the nest, he pushed me out, he supported me, he showed up at my first press conference. And it's something that I'll never forget. But I was just a young person when I first met him, and it became his dream to see my dreams come true. And Coach George Raveling introduced us, and from there, it was history. And I'm just thankful of what he's been able to provide for me. The most memorable is several memorable things, and you have to understand, and I'll share this, of what Coach Ham has provided for me. Last year I spoke of a story of when he went 0-18 at the University of Miami. And when I say the number of lenses, meaning it was angles of that story that he shared, it is what has allowed me to get through the tough times, the growth that I've needed to make through those moments, but also look at it for what it is and understand that something else was coming down the pipe in a positive. And when you can have a mentor not look at just the championships they've won, which that's our goal here, is to win championships, and it was our goal when I was his assistant to win championships, and we did that. But the primary focus was developing through adversity, and that's what he allowed me to see. And through the story of his failures, he's not afraid in transparency, where some leaders are afraid to talk about their failures to mentees and different people out there. He's not afraid and wasn't afraid to share his failures and transparency in ways that he can get better. And that definitely is something that will always resonate in me, but also resonate the fact that I'm here to also help others get in the business, stay in the business, move throughout this business the best way I can. You got to understand, Coach Hamilton has a large tree, and that is something that will be missed when it comes down to coaches pushing guys, mentoring guys, preparing guys, and doing it in a way that their platform is shared, and they're not afraid of the part of sharing that. He's not afraid of the sort of fingers getting pointed at someone else in success. He shares his successes with others, and I think that part plays on me because I don't really share my successes with myself. I give it to my assistants, I give it to my players. I do everything that I can to deflect it, and I probably got some of that from Coach Ham because he's been so gracious to me in that area too.
Coach, ESPN College Game Day is headed to Iowa State this weekend. Well, they've been one of the best teams in the country. They've lost 3 in a row, and they're hosting a TCU team that right now is not a tournament team. With you guys playing in the only top 15 matchup this weekend, do you feel like they're missing out on a chance to showcase, what's happening here and these fans and the best league in college basketball?
Let me say this. It's not going to take ESPN College Game Day for the country and basketball fans to understand where the best basketball is. That's not my measuring stick. That's not my measuring rod. It would be great because that's the emphasis of what College Game Day is. Let's find the best matchups and then put those venues at the forefront of college basketball. Well, they know who the top 15 matchup is in the country, and you just said it, that it's the only one?
Yeah.
It's the only one
only
on
top
Saturday.
15 on Saturday.
It's the only top 15 matchup on Saturday.
Yeah, one of 2 ranked matchups, only top 15.
All day.
Yes.
There's some educated people inside that makes these decisions, and I'm not on that committee to figure out College Game Day. I don't know the process at which they choose it. I'm not here to ridicule anything, but we got SEC Network. That's what channel we on. Tune in to SEC Network. You have a top 15 matchup. It doesn't have to take a College Game Day for you to tune in. I think it's unbelievable that our conference is where it's at, and it's a tremendous platform that I think the coaches expect it, our players expect it, and they're not going to be upset that we're not on ESPN, I guess.
Coach, what's your diagnosis of what some of the struggles have been for Ant over this last handful of games?
I don't pinpoint it. Ant is maturing. He's doing a great job at it. I think when you look at his growth, Ant Robinson's growth has been at an unbelievable rate. He can't control the whistle. He can't control the fouls. Do I think they were fouls? Absolutely not. You guys can watch the plays. I'm not here to ridicule referees or anything like that, but you know, Ant Robinson deserves to play, and the fouls that he's gotten are not fouls to me. They become fouls because the referee thinks they're fouls. Do I think those fouls yesterday or 2 days ago had any implications on the game, on the ball? I would encourage anybody in this room to go watch them and see if they were fouls in this very physical conference that we play in. Ant Robinson has to do a better job of getting through those plays and not allowing them to compound. So it's more of a mental and emotional response that I'm expecting him to take the next step. He'll get his respect in his league, but he has to show respect first to get it. And maybe if he stops crying about, oh, I didn't foul him, then the referees will probably give him the benefit of doubt. But for as long as he continues to show frustration, they should keep calling fouls for him, on him, because he needs to act a certain way and respond a certain way when they're called.
Coach, just to follow up on that, through his maturation process, how do you strike that balance? Because he also had 3 steals in those 6 minutes and 4 fouls. How do you strike that balance between wanting him to continue to be aggressive on that part of the floor, but also not give the officials the opportunity to?
So he had more steals in half court defense, but he picked up 2 fouls in the backcourt, 95 feet away from the basket we're defending. He can't do that, especially when he gets the third one after the second. Once the halftime took place in the second half, he got the third one. He should know what to do and what not to do. I trust my players. I trust him. He has to stop putting himself in that situation.
Coach, it's your 3rd year here, your 3rd Rally for Ryan game, the 10th annual. What does it just mean to be a part of this game and get to coach this game with this atmosphere?
Well, this game belongs to our community, and it belongs to the family of Ryan, and it's something that has been a tremendous asset as you see a group of people, no matter how different we are, our different beliefs, background, politically, whatever it is, you see people getting on the same page about a fight against cancer. And when you have that special connectivity with each other, you got to take advantage of the things that allow people to get on the same page, and this is one of them. We're going to continue to fight against a disease, and we're using, our health, MU Health, in the pediatric cancer ward, because there's many other families outside of Ryan and Lou's family that has been impacted by such. It's no different than Coaches versus Cancer. There's a lot of coaches that have gone through cancer. Norm Stewart has gone through it, survivor. Dickie Nutt has been as well. And there's other people that we want to obviously raise funds and raise awareness, but also instill confidence in those battling, because sometimes you can be isolated, and that's what allows sometimes cancer to be successful. It just points that finger at one person and it beats them down so much that sometimes you can feel alone. We want everyone who are and have gone through such to know that we're there for them, with them, and etc. And it's just a community thing that I think we'll always support one way or another, whether it's Ryan or another cancer initiative that's out there.
Yeah, Coach, looking at Texas A&M, this is a team that shot under 30% against y'all last year and ended up winning the game. What makes them a tough team to prepare for with that kind of style of play?
Texas A&M?
Yeah.
Man, you making me think about Rick Barnes' press conference. He said he'll coach till he's 100 and something if his team shoots that hot, right? Jeez. Well, sometimes you can't have a defense for hot shooting. We've been on the side where we've shot hot, right, and made some shots, and it got us through it. And it just comes with the territory. I think when you look at Texas A&M, Buzz does a great job. They have a balance of shooting. They have depth where they go 10 guys on their roster that's going to play. But more specified roles. You have guys that are identified as shooters that whose percentages may not be good, but they are tough enough to make shots in game. And that's where you got to understand, you got to stick to your principles. You got to be able to minimize the second chance opportunities. You have to be able to limit and minimize your turnovers as a team. And that will take the stress off of one specific area. What stands out to me is throughout Buzz's career, they've had unbelievable success at getting to the foul line. And that's something that we've also gotten better at over this past year. And I just want our guys to continue to make sure we're doing the things that we need to do. And again, it's a top 15 matchup. We're playing a top 10 team in the country. It's not supposed to be easy. They're coming off a bye week, I believe. And it's not going to be easy. They're fresh, but sometimes that can counteract itself. So for me, it's just making sure that we are available mentally, emotionally, and that will allow us to get to the physical part that's required in SEC basketball.
Last question.
Coach, you mentioned that week break. In your tenure here, you guys are 23 and 13, but 2 days rest or shorter. What kind of makes you so successful with that quick turnaround?
I can't give that secret. I'm not giving that secret out. We do some great things in our in-between, and it's a little different. It's not cookie cutter. It's not something that I've learned from someone. It's something that I've adopted and knew that once I become a head coach, I'll do it. It's something we did at Cleveland State. It's stuff that we'll do now. But I can't give all the secrets out now. I can't do that. But I would say this. Our players, it comes down to their connection to each other, their connection to adhere to the game plan, and their ability to execute it. They execute game plans. They've fallen in love. You guys heard Tamar Bates being able to fall in love with preparation. These guys prepare. What we see on film and what we talk about in these rooms, they show up. They show up. Now, games that we've lost, teams have taken it. They've taken it. I don't think our guys have done many self-inflicted things, although it's part of the game. Mistakes are going to come and go, but we've played some great teams who've been able to put us in compromising situations, and their players have just made plays and tough shots. And sometimes that's where the basketball games are won and lost.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, MIZ.
We'll be back with some more bits.